I'm here with Kylee Bries. He is one of the managers out here. He's giving us a lovely tour of Spook Cave. This might be one of the most interesting spots here in Iowa. This is a very unique boat tour through a cave. All right, let's get it started, huh?
Yep.
All right.
So right now we're actually in a man-made pond. This pond we actually regulate with a dam. This allows the water level to get high enough to allow the boats to get into the cave, because at the end of the year we drain it and the water level inside the cave goes back to the natural water level. Kind of depends on where you are in the cave, but the natural water level is actually around 1 foot in most areas. So these boats actually can't even get into the cave at the end of the year when we drain it.
At the end of the year. Oh, wow. So you are, this is not something I think a lot of people even know about,
Oh, no.
this cave out here. I mean, tell me, I guess, when people come, this is, we're going to be not doing a full tour, but how long is a typical tour out here?
Tour itself commonly lasts about 30-35 minutes. Kind of just depends on a few factors, that mostly just being the tour guide. Because some tour guides have a little bit of different sections. And also depends on how many of the tours are going at once. Because we can have 4 boats going at once is what we have. So basically, we time them out all perfectly. So by the time the last boat, so the first boat that goes in, would be heading out, while the last boat, which would be boat number 4, would be going.
All right. Well, here we go.
Because this is the most narrow part, just the tunnel. Because after we pass the tunnel, it'll open up.
Okay.
But about right here, it's commonly about the bending zone. I like to say this is where the yoga lesson begins.
This is where the yoga, this is on my list of things to do today. I didn't know I was going to be hunched over in a boat, floating in a cave.
I've just become your favorite yoga instructor.
You did, man.
Because this is the area where you'll actually be able to sit back up for a while.
Oh,
Because
what a
this
relief.
is the largest room here in the cave.
This is the largest room.
This is the largest room. It goes up about 45 feet. And you can actually see wooden doors above us. These wooden doors actually used to be the starting point of cave tours. They had a pulley system up there, and that is where the tours began. They had a little few steps, and they lowered the boat down into the water. And they also used those doors to lower a tractor down into this room, because this room was actually completely dug out. Because right over there, that crawl space over on the side, that is what the cave originally looked like. So they completely dug and dynamited out this area to allow the boats through.
So we are inside a bluff here in Iowa. And so the formations, they're not necessarily as you'd see in a lot of other caves.
Oh yeah, because it kind of just depends. The formations in this cave look a lot different compared to most other caves, and that is because of the water level in the cave itself. Because of that, because most caves that you see online, depending on how much water they have, you can see a lot of stalagmites, which are basically just stalactites, but instead they grow from the ground to the ceiling. We do not have many of those due to the water level. Obviously it's a lot higher now, but because of the water level originally, no stalagmites can basically be formed. So primarily all of the formations that we have in here, you can actually see a couple of them above us. These are some of the smaller stalactites. But most of what we'll see for formations will just be on the stalactites hanging on the ceiling.
Sure.
Those are some of the smaller ones, and most of them probably broke off during that exploration, because obviously you can see this part of the ceiling's all flat out. So this was some of the area that got dynamited out. Well, you can compare it to like here, where everything here is all domed.
It's all domed out. It's just a natural formation here. So as far as a family-friendly destination, the Spook Cave Campground, it's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, we've had people of all ages go into the cave themselves, but I would definitely say it's a family attraction. Anyone of any age can come into here.
Yeah, it's not that spooky, guys. It's not. It's fine. So as far as like how deep or what's the length of this cave?
So the cave goes much farther than what we will be going to at the end. So at the entrance itself, we went in about 100 feet, and then we'll be going into where I will be turning around. We'll be going back roughly 1,000 feet.
Okay.
And then once we get farther back, I can show you a little bit of that area. But basically, once we get to the turnaround area, it'll go back yet another 1,000 feet. That area is actually able to be explored by the tour guides at the end of the season. Okay. We don't do the tours back there because it's not really an area where you can bring the boat. And then not just that, the water level is also too shallow for the boat to make its way back there. So at the end of the year, we give the offer to some of the employees to see if they want to walk back there.
Go and explore a little bit.
Go and explore. It's definitely a workout though, I will say that. You have to do a little bit of climbing and everything to get back there. So it's not an easy, just go in and do a little bit of bending while it is for the tour itself in this area. Those stalactites over there, they actually grow about 1 inch every 100 years, while stalagmites grow 1 inch every 300 years. So as you can tell, a lot of these stalactites are all very young. So these are some of the larger ones we have here in the cave. You can actually tell these are all still growing because of the very glossy appearance. And those water drops falling off of them, that is actually how they grow. They carry minerals from the very top of the stalactite all the way to the bottom where they drip off. They carry minerals all the way down. That's how they grow. It's not only the reason why they grow so slowly, it's also why touching them is so dangerous. Human hands always contain little amounts of oils and dirt on them. So if you were to touch one of these, the residue from your hand would remain on the stalactite, which would halt it from getting the minerals, and then in turn slowly killing it off.
Being able to give these tours, it's something that you enjoy.
Oh yeah, I enjoy it. It's always fun to see people make their way to the cave, see their experiences. Because we've had people who this cave is their first time experience with doing a cave tour, and then there's some people who visited many caves or even repeat people who visited. Because this area will be a little bit more of a splash zone, as you can tell. That's mostly because of all the rain that we've been getting over the past few days. So all the rain has made its way into the cave with like carrying down some obvious dirt, mud, and a few rocks. But while I'm going over here, we'll actually be going under the largest formation we have here in the entire cave. That is the Frozen Waterfall, if you guys look up.
Oh, wow.
It goes up about 60 feet. It is made up of columns, and a column is a mixture between a stalactite and stalagmites where they fuse together. A lot more with stalactites while we're going through. This is the largest one we have here in the cave. It's very glossy, still showing it's growing nice and strong. This one is about 27 inches long, so this one would be about 2,700 years old.
So much history.
Oh yeah. Once you take a right, that leads to the remainder of the cave. Goes back about 1,000 feet to an area known as the sump room. It is called that because all this water is actually provided by a natural spring. So did you see the waterfall when coming into the campground?
Oh yeah.
So that waterfall is Beulah Falls, and the water that's coming out of the waterfall is actually the exact same water as all of the water in here.
Well, Kylee, that was very interesting, very informative, but certainly probably one of the most unique experiences I've had on the show.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Thanks for having us out.
Yeah, no problem.